A diplomatic storm has erupted following a dramatic Oval Office confrontation between US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. What was meant to be a crucial meeting turned into a public clash, leaving Ukraine's most important ally appearing unreliable on the world stage. For British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, who had just completed what his team described as a triumphant visit to the White House, the fallout raises a stark question. Can he trust the US to remain committed to Ukraine? Just a day before the Trump-Zelensky debacle, Starmer's visit to Washington seemed to signal a diplomatic breakthrough. The UK Prime Minister left his talks with Trump with a sense of progress on key issues, including Ukraine. His team was brimming with optimism, calling the talks ecstatic and outstanding. Trump reportedly assured Starmer that while the US was working on a ceasefire deal, it would not be rushed or forced into a bad agreement. More importantly, Trump hinted at a potential US commitment to securing Ukraine's long-term safety should a peace agreement be reached. A senior UK government source even suggested there were good reasons to be optimistic about Trump's true position, yet within 24 hours, that optimism was shattered. In a chaotic showdown, Trump refused to name Russia as the aggressor in the war and suggested that continued US military support was conditional on Ukraine agreeing to a deal. The heated exchange with Zelensky underscored deep divisions between Kiev and Washington, leaving European allies scrambling to assess their next steps. Back in London, Starmer now faces a difficult decision. Can he salvage his newly established rapport with Trump? Or is the reality that the US under his leadership cannot be relied upon? Number 10 has been tight-lipped about Starmer's private calls, with both Trump and Zelensky following the fallout. However, the Prime Minister is now engaged in back-to-back discussions, working to mend relations ahead of a crucial European leaders' summit on Sunday. One immediate challenge is determining how the UK and its European partners should respond if the US steps back from its commitments. Could Europe, led by Britain and France, form a coalition to provide stronger military guarantees for Ukraine? A controversial proposal already being discussed is the idea of a reassurance force, a coalition of European troops that could serve as a security buffer to uphold a peace agreement if the US is unwilling to play a central role. However, with European resources stretched and the war showing no signs of a quick resolution, the feasibility of such a plan remains uncertain. For Zelensky, this crisis comes at a time when his position on negotiations has been gradually shifting. While he has long refused to concede any territory to Russia, there have been growing signs that he is willing to engage in some form of diplomatic dialogue. Western allies have cautiously supported this shift, recognizing that a military solution alone may not be viable. Even Trump, for all his unpredictability, has repeatedly claimed that he can bring Russia to the negotiating table. Yet, after the dramatic Oval Office encounter, Zelensky now faces his own strategic dilemma. Does he push ahead for a peace deal, knowing US support could waver at any moment, or continue to resist, relying instead on European backing? The next 24 hours will be crucial. Starmer is working urgently to strengthen European support for Ukraine and salvage diplomatic stability after the White House incident. With Zelensky arriving in London for urgent discussions, the pressure is mounting. But the real test for Starmer is not just what action he takes, it's who he can trust. As he prepares for high-stakes talks in Downing Street, Starmer must decide whether to continue placing faith in Trump's shifting stance or to push forward with a European-led solution. His handling of this crisis could define not just his leadership, but also Britain's role in global security. Is the US still a reliable ally for Ukraine? Should Europe take the lead in securing peace? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for the latest updates and stay informed on this evolving global crisis.